Let's take a look today at a tool online that's used for me in math class, but can be used for other stuff, and I'll show you some of those things later. But it's called Desmos. So let's take a look at the original Desmos site. So if I just Google Desmos, you probably just go desmos.com. But Desmos became popular as a calculator. So I learned about Desmos in college when we were looking at calculus and things like that. And so it's a graphing calculator. It's very nice. You can type in an equation y equals 2x plus 3, right? And they'll graph the line. It's You can add multiple lines. You can do a lot of stuff, which is really cool. So it's a graphing calculator. You can sign in. It'll save your things, stuff like that. But what Desmos has done is created teacher and student activities, and it's all free. And so let's take a look at that. So if we go to teacher.desmos.com, I've signed out. I use it a lot. So, but if I go there, I'm going to leave this page because I'm not saving that. Um, we can sign in with Google, which is really nice. Anything that signs in with Google is great. But it shows you this. It shows a panel on your left side here. And then up at the top, though, you can create an account if you've never signed in. If you hit create account, you can, again, just sign in with Google like that. But I'm going to sign in here with Google. We'll open up a tab here. There it is. You might have to do some other things, but we're signed in, so it saves all your stuff here. But right off the bat, they have an activity every week. This week, they're highlighting a activity called linear slalom, which I haven't even looked at yet. But they have different options here. They've got different bundles along the left side. Some really good stuff, especially for high schools. But there's also stuff for elementary, middle school. I use it in middle school. So, but all this stuff is pre-made and ready to go. They also have like translations. They also have lesson guides for you, as we can show that. But let's just look at the most popular. Uh, I'm going to pick one that I've done before with my students. Let's pick a fun one. What I'm doing right now is a laser challenge. So if I open that up, we can see what it looks like. They give you a lot of information. Okay, for younger students, you can do this. This activity is may take more than one class period. Um, but then they show each of the slides. You can click on the slides. It'll show you what's on it. Also, this is what the students will be doing, and then at the bottom you see some tips for teachers. So that's kind of nice. Um, there it loads, and then you can kind of play around with it, see how it goes. So one of the things I like about it, obviously, is that you can see what the kids are doing. But really, in order to see the full effect of what this does, you got to go and actually do it. So I'm going to create a class code here, really easy. I just click create a class code, and it'll show up here. And I'm going to go to the teacher dashboard. Now, what I really like about this is the setup. You can really control almost everything from the teacher dashboard. So you can show students their progress as they're working through. It'll tell the students to go to this website. Also, here's the code that they can type in. Or what I always do in Google Classroom is I just take the link down here, I copy it, and I make an assignment. So it clicks on it, it signs them right in. Again, they sign in with Google, which again is nice. But you can click through the stuff with the students and you can see all of their work. So all of their work will show up here. Or you can keep the summary up. So there's a summary here. So there's 3 tabs: summary, which will show where the students are at. There's the teacher tab that we were just showing. And then you can also just click the student tab. So what'll show up here is what the students are doing. So this is already made though. This is ready to go 100%. You can do it right away. But what I like about these that are already made is I can do it first. So I can go through and do it and say, yeah, this is good for my students, right? So those are your tabs up there: summary, teacher, student. This is your laser challenge, your codes here. So if anybody wants to sign in, your code's still up there. You just click on it, it'll pull it back up there. And then there's 3 options along the left. If students are signed in and you want to put everything up there but don't want their names, you can anonymize their names. It'll just pick random names. Sometimes it's more distracting than not because it picks a bunch of random names. You can pause this so the students can't do anything else. Or my favorite thing is the pacing. So I can click on it. It says select a screen, you pace. So let's say I want them on slide 3 through slide 5, nothing more. And they can't go backwards or forward. So if somebody's kind of uh, clicking back and forth just to be crazy, we can stop that. Right? Or if you want kids to move on, they're not done yet, we can move them on. One thing that's nice, if I'm doing a lesson on here, because I've set up some of my lessons on here, I can say, okay, let's start with slide one. I'm going to restrict it. They can't go forward, can't go backwards. Then when we're done with that, I can click this arrow, go to the next one. Then everybody's on it, and it'll move them on there right away. Okay. So let's see how this looks for the students. So this is mine. So I'm going to open this website, the student website, and I'm going to take my code, which is TGNGR4. And this is what the students, oh, there we go. And they just click join. And it'll load here in a second. And what they'll do is they'll be able to see what's going on, right? So let's go ahead and separate this just like that. And then I'll take this one and move it over this way. Just so we can see what's going on. So, okay, I'll put my name in there. That's me. And then what you'll see show up is that student will show up here and it'll show you their progress. So far, I haven't done anything, right? Okay, so then I can see in my summary tab here what everybody's finished, but also what's good about some of these pre-made ones is you'll see check marks or X's when they get things right or wrong. So you can get feedback in real time. You can either show them or not, but you can also be able to say, okay, we're messing up, let's fix this. Okay, so let me do this first one. And this is laser challenge. Our goal is to hit the laser to go through all 3 points. There's 1 point here, 2, 3. In order to do that, I'm gonna have to move the angle of the laser. Now this one's pretty easy because if I change this laser to 90, it should work right away. And there it does, right? And so then I would go to the next slide and I would try the next thing, right? But what you'll see over here on my teacher side is it went from nothing to a check mark. So I've got it, right? And then I would try the next slide. And you can see here, you have one student on slide two. But let's say we're done with that. I was messing around. I wanted us to move to slide six. And I'm going to restrict us to slide six. But watch what happens on the right side here when I do that. It's going to move me right there, hopefully, and that'll be nice. There it goes. That'll be nice because then if you want us to move back and forth, you want your students with you and your pacing to be right, we can do that. If you want to turn off pacing, you just click it off and we can stop it and it goes away. Then I can move on now. So it's a nice tool. There's a lot of stuff made for you already. Let me go back here to my teacher page. There's just a lot of things set up already. So it's all free, which is great. And there's a lot of stuff already made, but really the power comes when you start creating your own thing. So like I said, it's a math tool. It's made for math class, but I think it can really be leveraged in a lot of different areas where you want to look at graphs and different things for health or for social studies or for whatever. You can also do annotation and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways that it can be used, or just for some enrichment stuff for students to do. There's a lot of things. Again, like I said, if I look at my most popular ones, you can see, there's these things called mini golf and transformations and experiments. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. I encourage you to go check it out. So that's teacher.desmos.com. You just sign up with Google. It takes you a second, and then everything's there for you. So try it out. I'm going to try to make some more videos on how to create your own assignments. I've created a number, and I'll show you how to do that. But check it out. Try it out yourself, which is a great thing about it is you can do it yourself, and then see how it works for you. Thanks.